that may be the thing that makes you successful versus being unsuccessful. I built a 7-figure business, and these are 3 things that I desperately wish I knew before I started. The first, and I think by far most important, is build a fantastic product. You have to build a better mousetrap than the next guy out there. If you start out from behind any of the competitors in the market as a new business, you are really going to struggle. Unless the demand is far greater than the supply, the reality is you gotta build a great product. If your product is not great, and I mean that, there's a lot of things that make up a great product, and in each market and in each business is different. So you have to figure out through your market research and your intuition and your experience, what makes a great market in the business that you're choosing to go into or that you've already gotten into. Having a bad product can really negatively affect all the other metrics that are going on in any given business. And a lot of times, some people don't even fully know what it is that they're going to do or that they will be known for, or they just don't even understand what their core product is. Like if you start a coffee shop, will you be known for the best bagels in town or will you have the best fraps in town? You've got to make those decisions early on because it dictates how you set up any business or any establishment or any website. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It just totally dictates that. So crafting and building a great product takes time and energy, and it's not easy to do, but if you do it, your business will thrive so much easier than the next guy who doesn't accomplish the same. And this is learned through experience. I'm not the only guy who's ever said this before. This is my learning, and this has been my experience in running these different businesses and creating new businesses. The second thing is critical. And please, you gotta do this for me, you gotta do this for you, you gotta do this for your whole family, for all that's good in this world. Please just do this. Before you go into a business, you've gotta look on ChatGPT or ask a friend or whoever what a business model is and figure out your business model and go into it knowing that your numbers, that your business has to do what the model dictates. A model is nothing more than if I was to say 2 + 2 = 4. If you know that what the 2 represents and the other 2 represents and you can get 4 out the other side, you've got a business model. It works. And that's a really simple way to say, please know what your costs are, know how much it's going to cost you to get a new customer or what your marketing strategy will be. Figure out what it's going to take for you to get to where you want to go before you start. Build your plan. And you will thank me so much because it's so easy to get emotionally attached to an idea or a product. And when you bring it back down to the simple numbers of a business model or concept of a business model, I do this and I get this out in return. And it's very simple and people understand it and they get it. People will be willing to invest. It'll be easier for you to be successful. That may be the thing that makes you successful versus being unsuccessful. And on top of it, if you have a flawed business model, oftentimes the net result of that is losing money. And losing money, especially if you have debt on any given business, product, or service, is horrible. It's one of the worst feelings, I think, on this planet. I mean, it's not physical pain, but psychologically, it is deteriorating. It can rip you apart from the inside out. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So I fully believe that if you make a fantastic product and you've planned out your business model, you know what your costs are going to be, how to get new customers, what that's all going to round up to, that sets you apart from so many already. You can do some testing and research to actually make the numbers in your business model or the figures in your business model real. You don't have to all of a sudden just start throwing money at the wall. You can test ideas in one way or another. You can do focus groups. You can ask friends and family. You can leverage your network and the surrounding resources to figure out if what you're saying makes sense. And I'm not suggesting that anybody's going to tell you that it's a good idea or a bad idea, because at the end of the day, if it's a good idea or a bad idea, it could still be a great idea. So I still feel that it's important just to get feedback and do testing on your model before you really invest all the time and money that you would into a new business or even an existing business. And here's the third and final thing. This part is the part that most people hate. Some people love it. Other people hate it. It's knowing your numbers. I can't tell you what it was like for me emotionally after 8 months of running and starting a business to see 8 months of results in financials that I didn't even know existed. I mean, it was very eye-opening. Some things were positive, some things were really negative. I didn't know my numbers when I first started, and as I've gone forward, knowing your numbers oftentimes dictates whether you're going to be successful or not. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. And if you don't know your business, then you're never going to be able to compete with any of the people out here that do know their business. It's a really, really boring thing and boring topic, but by the gods, please, know your numbers. If you ever watch Shark Tank, they will press you on your numbers, and if you don't know them, they're going to rip you to shreds, which is what the Sharks do. And as a little bonus, one more thing I think that would be really good to take along is that you have to be willing to take some risks. Risks oftentimes appear differently. It's not always just staking your money or capital. A lot of times risk can be walking up to a house and trying to sell someone on a service, or going to a remote location to do market research, or to take an introverted person and expect them to go start conversations with manufacturers. There are a lot of risks that you're going to have to take along the way if you want to get your business to be a 7-figure business. You won't get there by being safe all the time. And if you do get there by being safe all the time, it may take you a really long time. You know, time is the greatest resource that any of us have. I just highly recommend, don't be afraid to take risks. If you've done the first 3 things that I just said and you have a good business model, a great product, and you know your numbers, taking risks should be calculated. It should already be factored in by that point. It ultimately might be the thing that generates the opportunity for you to scale and grow the business to 7 figures. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you found value in this, there are a number of other business videos that I've done. I'm all about showing people how to build or buy a business from the ground up. I wouldn't be saying these things if I hadn't personally experienced them. I hope there's some value in this. There's a lot of other content out there. Thank you so much if you've watched this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. So cheers and have a great one.